sector has increased dramatically as our industrial jobs decrease. I, for one, would like to see a detailed study done on the changes in the Oconee economy and workforce since 1980. Governor McMaster recently said the Democrats are trying to destroy the American dream, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. It appears the Oconee leadership has fallen into this Democratic rut in pursuit of the recreation and tourism economy as it seems being more green and more sustainable by people to support the UN's Agenda 21, climate change theorists, and comprehensive plans that appear to be just an offshoot of all the above. What does it take for young people to achieve the American dream? One primary factor is a good job with good benefits and wages. Some other factors in the American dream that I experienced was marrying, having a family, buying land, building a home, and building assets for retirement. It does appear the Democrats are throwing cold water on this, telling the youth to let the government take care of them in a socialist and Marxist country, completely against the reason America was founded. I believe the youth of Oconee have been and are being shortchanged. This is a complex issue involving our county governments, especially economic development, the sewer authority, and overly influential special interest groups in Oconee who don't have the needs of our youth as a priority, just their recreation and tourism economy and its accommodation and hospitality taxes. Just a few more seconds, I'll be done. Many people have historically said our youth are our future, and I believe this will always be true, no matter how our country develops in the future, good, bad, or in between. The Republican creed says dare to be uncommon. I would like to see Oconee County be uncommon and flourish to its true potential and carry our youth along for the ride.
Mr. Adams.
Our county certainly has just 1 second, all the factors make this happen except maybe the leadership.
Mr. Adams.
It does appear Oconee has been taking the back.
Time's up, Mr. Adams.
I, for one, think this needs change. Thank you very much.
Mr. Frankie Pearson.
My name is Frankie Pearson. I'm speaking for myself and no one else. I got two subjects. First one, going back to the Greenway. I know that's a done deal, but y'all are proposing to use private property for public use. You're going to be taking people's land and putting walking trails and biking trails, whatever you want to do on there, and that's not what those right-of-ways were gotten back in the day for. They were doing for transportation for cars and utilities, not to ride a bicycle or not to walk on. If I own the land, I still pay property on that right-of-way. It's my land. But yet now you're going to take it and put a walkway on it. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. If you want that land, then go down through there and buy whatever it is you need and move whoever's property line back to where you're not using private property for public use. Okay, my second subject. Our Westminster wrestling team won state champion, 3A state champion. I requested that the county do a proclamation for them. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money. A little bit of paper, a little bit of ink, that's about it. But I keep getting a run around it. Oh, we're not gonna do it. We did it last year, or we did it the year before. It doesn't matter when our kids, if they do something every single year, if they win the championship every year, if it's baseball, football, y'all did one for Seneca. But it doesn't matter. If they do it every year, you need to recognize them. These are our kids. If we don't keep recognizing them and bringing them up on accomplishments that they do, you think the dropout rate is high now? When we start ignoring the kids, they're going to drop out of school because nobody gives a crap. We need to do a proclamation for them. It doesn't matter if it costs $10. That's about all it's going to cost in paper and ink. Thank you.
Mr. Mickey Haney.
Good evening. My name is Mickey Haney. First off, I'd like to thank the road department on several properties there on rural roads. And they did an excellent job of cleaning up the debris from the storms we had. If y'all could reach out to them and let them know. I think about them every morning when I head down Highway 11. There's still pine trees right on the edge of the road where the state hasn't cleaned up, but yet our county has took care of a good majority of the rural roads. The other thing is just a question. On the general budget, I noticed we're, the coroner's asking for additional monies, or funds for that. What are those funds for? What line item did they overspend on where they're needing additional funds? If one of y'all will see fit to answer that, I'm just curious where the coroner has overspent. Thank you.
Mr. Bruce Burrell.
My name's Bruce Burrell. I don't have a speech. I'm just gonna speak from my heart. This thing of spending 15, 20, 30 million dollars on a dog trail, walking trail. Gentlemen, we have a bicycle trail, a walking trail that extends from Interstate 85 all the way up Highway 11 on both sides of the road. There's a path there that you can ride your bicycle on, or you can walk on it. It goes all the way. Pickens County is where Oconee County stops. So we don't need to spend money. Somebody said that it would bring industry to our county. If you don't have water, sewer, and good roads, I don't care if you got 2,000 miles of dog trail, you ain't gonna get industry and people to come to our county. And I think we were compared last week to the county of York, Greenville. Gentlemen, Oconee County has the best natural resources of any county in the state of South Carolina. Greenville or no other county can compare to us what we have. Why do we need to spend 15, 20, or even 30 million on a trail that we're not going to get anything back out of? There's not going to be any compensation on it. Are we going to charge the people to walk on it? And the other thing that was not brought up was the crime rate. If one person was to be killed on that trail, would it be worth it? Even if it costs 15, 20, or 30 million dollars. One person. And I know the trail in Greenville County, there's been more than one person killed on that trail. Just think about it. Would you spend your money on that trail? Would you spend your money? Yet you're wanting to spend our money on a trail that we'll never benefit anything from. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to council member comments, and I'll start, Mr. Pearson. I'm chairman, and I approve the budget, and no one has approached me about that proclamation. Mr. Haney, we will address your question in the third reading ordinance tonight. And I also want to express that I'm very concerned about the inflation, 7% this past year. I know it's putting a strain on our residents. Ms. Brock and I have discussed the budget for 2022-23, and I will make the statement tonight. I'll make it crystal clear. There'll be no budget increase in the 2022-23 property taxes in Oconee County. Everybody's being strained by gas, groceries, everything else. We are not going to increase property taxes in 2022-2023 budget year. The budget will be discussed in the next several months. Thank you. Any other comments?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
All right, so for everybody who spoke about the trail, I briefly gave my thoughts at the last meeting. I agree with most of the speakers that we have more priorities. I was able to listen to the committee meeting on my way in from work, and the sheriff's asking for money so he can recruit deputies, bring in experienced deputies, get going faster. There's all kind of needs, And there's something that we have, people compare us to other counties, but there's something we have that other people don't. And Bruce hit on it. I read an article that said we have, and it may be on one of the tourism sites, more trails in Oconee County than any other county in the state. And we have waterfalls, we have tons of outdoor activities, lakes, and it's just not where we should be putting our priority right now. And I've not heard of a single industry turned down in Oconee County because we didn't have a hiking trail. I have heard it because of lack of sewer or water capacity. And Mr. Haney, you talked about the coroner's budget. I had concerns about it too, but Mr. Root, he mentioned that the coroner wanted to pull that fee off, and we'll make a motion when that item comes up to do so. I don't want to miss anything. West Oak Wrestling, that's a huge accomplishment for those kids to win a state championship. It's something they'll remember for the rest of their lives, and we need to honor them. I don't care any high school in this county, if they compete to that level, we should honor that. And I think the council would agree with that, so we can get a proclamation on an upcoming agenda and hopefully bring them in to recognize them. And I hope I didn't forget anybody. If I did, I apologize. That's all. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, just to be clear on the proclamation, we have actually honored West Oak Wrestling before, and they've been very gracious to win a number of state championships, and we obviously continue to honor all of our sports, but it's also, we've got state championships in band and a lot of other different academics things as well. So we definitely need to not only honor those that are in sports, but obviously honor those that are outside of athletics. So the main concern is, as long as we honor every single, if it's going to be about state championships, then if it's a state championship for whatever it is, we're going to honor it, and I'm good with that as long as we treat everybody equal. Again, that's been a phenomenal feat that West Oak Wrestling has done. So, I'm all for proclamations honoring our youth, especially when they do that. But I'm also making sure that it's not just about sports; it's about academics and things like that as well. So, as long as we're clear with something like that, I'm good to do a proclamation on anything in regards to our youth, if we're going to, put that around state championships and things like that, so.
One more thing, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I was pleased to hear your statement about the budget and property taxes. Hope that also includes fees, because I tell you, it's just getting harder and harder for people to survive, because wages aren't keeping up with inflation. That's all.
Any other comments? Well, everybody else has talked, so I might as well say something. I'm glad to see that all these people, that I hadn't lost my mind yet. I pretty much think with you, and I hope that I can continue to do that. Thank you. Any other comments? If not, we'll move on to public hearing. Public hearing for ordinance 2022-04. An ordinance to amend ordinance 2021-01, the budget for Oconee County, which provides for the levy of taxes for ordinary county purposes, the Tri-County Technical College Special Revenue Fund, for the Emergency Services Protection Special Revenue Fund, for the Road Maintenance Special Revenue Fund, for the Bridge and Culvert Capital Project Fund, for the Economic Development Capital Project Fund, for the Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Capital Project Fund, for the Debt Service Fund, for the Victim Services Special Revenue Fund, for the Capital Vehicle Equipment Fund, all in Oconee County for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022. No one has signed up for public hearing 2022-04, so I close public hearing 2022-04. Public hearing for ordinance 2022-05, an ordinance to adopt a redistricting plan for Oconee County, South Carolina, and other matters related thereto. No one has signed up for public hearing 2022-05. I close public hearing 2022-05. Public hearing for ordinance 2022-06, an ordinance approving the First Amendment to the Declaration of Covenants, Conditions, Restrictions, and Easements for Oconee Industry and Technology Park, FKA, the Echo Hills Business and Industrial Park, First Amendment to the Declaration, approving and authorizing the execution and recordation of First Amendment to the Declaration and other matters related thereto. No one has signed up for public hearing 2022-06. I close public hearing 2022-06. Third reading of the following ordinances. Ordinance 2022-04, an ordinance to amend Ordinance 2021-01, the budget for Oconee County, which provides for the levy of taxes for ordinary county purposes for the Tri-County Technical College Special Revenue Fund, for the Emergency Services Protection Special Revenue Fund, for the Road Maintenance Special Revenue Fund, for the Bridge and Culvert Capital Project Fund, for the Economic Development Capital Project Fund, for the Parks, Recreation, Tourism Capital Projects Fund, for the Debt Service Fund, for the Victims Services Special Revenue Funds, for the Capital Vehicle Equipment Fund, all in Oconee County for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion?
And a motion to amend or remove the coroner fee.
Cremation permit fee of $30.
Second. Any discussion on the amendment? All in favor of the amendment? Aye.
Thank you, sir.
So now we have an amended motion. Any discussion on the amended motion? All in favor? Aye. Okay, public hearing for 2022-06.
Third reading.
Excuse me, third reading, you're right. Third reading, thank you. Third reading of ordinance 2022-06, an ordinance approving the First Amendment to the Declaration of Covenants, Conditions, Restrictions, and Easements for Oconee Industry and Technology Park, FKA, the Echo Hills Business Industrial Park. First Amendment to the Declaration, approving and authorizing the execution and recordation of the First Amendment to the Declaration and other matters related thereto. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Second reading of the following ordinance. Ordinance 2022-07, an ordinance to appropriate and authorize the expenditure of a portion of the local coronavirus fiscal recovery funding under the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, ARPA, for purpose of establishing premium pay to eligible Oconee County employees and other matters related thereto. Is a motion to approve?
So move.
Second. Any discussion?
Yes, I have a question. How much money are we talking about here?
The same as it was at the last meeting where I explained how the methodology for the distribution. I'm sorry, it's not on the agenda this evening. It is $1.71 million
That's-
in back pay for essentially frontline workers for the time period from March 20th, 2020 to October 4th, 2021. I apologize for not being clear on the agenda.
No, that's fine. I read that. I just wanted you to say it.
Yes, sir. And for clarity, I was happy to say the dates as well, just to make sure that we're being as transparent as
It is
possible
in the
with that.
material.
It is.
1710000.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. First reading of the following ordinance. Ordinance 2022-08, an ordinance authorizing pursuant to Title 12, Chapter 44 of the Code of Laws of South Carolina, 1976, as amended, the execution and delivery of a fee in lieu of ad valorem taxes and special source revenue credit agreement by and between Oconee County, South Carolina, and a company identified for the time being as Project Queso, acting for itself, one or more current or future affiliates and other project companies, collectively company, providing for a fee in lieu of ad valorem taxes incentive, providing for special source revenue credit, creating a joint county industrial and business park between Oconee County and Pickens County so as to designate the property of the project as part of the park, authorizing the execution and delivery of one or more grant agreements, authorizing the conveyance of certain real estate for Project Queso and other related matters. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. First and final reading of the following resolutions. Resolution 2022-01, a resolution authorizing execution and delivery of easement DAC -2-21-0054, an easement for the construction and maintenance of dry hydrant sites on lands of the United States of America between Oconee County and the Department of Army, Secretary of the Army. Is there a motion approved?
Make motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2022-02, authorizing the execution and delivery of an equipment lease purchase agreement in the amount of $1,359,734.08 to defray the cost of acquiring certain equipment and other matters related thereto. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Resolution 2022-03, a resolution providing preliminary approval pursuant to Title 12, Chapter 44 of the Code of Laws of South Carolina 1976, as amended, for the execution and delivery of a fee in lieu of ad valorem taxes and special source revenue credit agreement by and between Oconee County, South Carolina, and a company identified for the time being as Project Queso, acting for itself, one or more current or future affiliates, and other project companies, collectively company, providing for a fee in lieu of ad valorem taxes, incentives, providing for a special source revenue credit, providing for the creation of a joint county industrial and business park agreement between Oconee County and Pickens County, authorizing the execution and delivery of one or more grant agreements and other matters related thereto. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Resolution 2022-04, a resolution certifying certain real property in Oconee County as an abandoned textile mill site, including parcels identified by tax map numbers 271-00-01-937, 271-00-01-938, 271-00-01-939, 271-00-01-940, 271-00-01-941, 271-00-01-942, and 271-00-01-943. Is there a motion to approve?
Moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Resolution 2022-05, a resolution certifying certain real property in Oconee County as an abandoned textile mill site, including parcels identified by tax map numbers 271-01-01-134, 271-01-01-137, and 271-01-01-165. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Resolution 2022-06, a resolution certifying certain real property in Oconee County as abandoned textile mill site, including parcels identified by tax map numbers 271-01-01-131, 271-01-01-132, 271-01-01-133, 271-01-01-140, 271-01-01-143, 271-01-01-144, 271-01-01-145, 271-01-01-146, 271-01-01-147, 271-01-01-148, 271-01-01-149, 271-01-01-150, 271-01-01-156, 271-01-01-158, 271-01-01-161, 271-01-01-163, 271-01-01-165, and 271-01-01-166. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I'm glad that's over.
I missed the last one.
What?
Can you read all those numbers again, please, sir?
What was the third one?
I got a question.
Oh, wait a minute.
In a previous life, was you a fella that operated a Morse code? A telegrapher?
Okay. Discussion regarding action items. Title, Self-Contained Breathing Apparatus, better known as SCBA's. Department of Emergency Services, amount $1,359,734.08. It is staff's recommendation that council approve the award to SCBA's to All Source Enterprise LLC, doing business as Safe Industries of Easley, South Carolina, an amount of $1,349,734.08. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Board and commission appointments. Building Codes Appeals Board is one at-large seat, no questionnaires on file for this seat. Arts and Historical Commission, District 3 seat, no questionnaires on file for this seat. One at-large seat, also on Arts and Historical Commission, no questionnaires on file for this seat. There's no executive session. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.